Well, we're working into the grain markets, but before we get there, how about a quick look at the equities? This is Wall Street, Dow, NASDAQ, S&P. You know, the Dow and the S&P both hitting record highs yesterday. Dow went ahead and finished higher for the fourth straight session. We're seeing a pullback today. NASDAQ, S&P yesterday were lower. NASDAQ in the red right now, and the S&P, yep, same story there. So we're seeing a bit of a pullback. Let's go now to the corn market. Have we turned things around? And we're still stuck here, $4.59 1/4. We're down 3/4 of a penny. And the bean market, we've been lower the last two sessions trying to end that, but November still in the red at 11.74 1/2. It's down a half penny. Let's look at the rest of the complex before we jump to the wheat market. We are seeing some strength here in soy meal contracts. We're higher across the board. And bean oil, we're in mixed territory. Now to the wheat market. Here's Chicago. We're trading at 6.31 off 11 1/4. Hard red down 13 1/2, $7 even. And then the cotton market, it's been cotton leading the charge here, up 29% year to date, 19 points higher right now at 83.21. Joe Lardy's with us. Joe's with CHS Market Advisors. All right, Joe, let's talk about what we're seeing right now. 2-day trends lower, trying to make it 3 for both corn and beans. What's happening?
Well, unfortunately, with the export sales numbers that we got this morning, there was nothing that the bulls could latch on to. Old crop, we set new marketing year lows in both corn and beans. And, you know, we're right at the end of the marketing year, right? So normally we'll see these lower totals in old crop, but we'll see then, compensating amount in new crop, and we just didn't get that today. So I think export sales kind of came out as a miss a little bit, and I think the market was really looking for that soybean number to be a little bit better, especially with some of the flashes that we had seen. I think the expectations were a little bit higher, and China was there. The unknown category was pretty big, but all in all, new crop soybeans couldn't crack that 1 million ton mark. And so I think the market just kind of felt a little bit deflated, looking for that bullish input. And so, as you read through the prices, the market just doesn't have anything really significant to trade on today, other than a little bit of weather potentially. And of course, we keep getting the headlines every day and trying to make sense of which way we want to go with those headlines.
So, Joe, you mentioned it. China's been in there on the bean side. We've had Mexico in there on the corn side. But let's kind of stick with this. We know that China's coming in. So is a lot of that just baked into where we're trading right now? And then we've got to see the proof in the pudding?
Yeah, pretty much. When we had the first kind of trade meeting of the presidents, Xi and Trump, in May, and there was the stated objective of buying 25 million tons of soybeans. I think the market kind of, just like you said, kind of baked that in. So now we're kind of plodding along, trying to make sure that we achieve that number. And, anytime we don't see these really good soybean totals, the market gets a little bit nervous and feels a little bit disappointed. Like, are we really going to get to that 25 million ton mark? And I think the next meeting when Xi comes to visit Mr. Trump here in the U.S., that's going to be a very key meeting, and we're going to have a lot of headlines around that. And hopefully there's going to be some goodwill. Hopefully we can see some additional buying, because we really need to get this bean market turned around and moving a little bit higher here.
All right, Joe, great to see you. Joe Lardy is with CHS Market Advisors. All right, we're back in a moment. We've got more markets on Market Day Report.